It was a joyful moment for the family and friends of Professor Tom Adaba, as the patriarch of the Adaba dynasty recently joined the class of the octogenarians. The 80th anniversary mass, which was celebrated at Church of the Archangels Parish, Gadua, brought together family, friends and the media community who came to celebrate one of their own. CTV's Tony Abba reports.
For friends and family of a renowned media icon, Professor Tom Adaba, it was a moment to celebrate their role model who recently joined the class of the octogenarians. Activities lined up to celebrate the 80th birthday of Professor Adaba began with a holy mass officiated by John Cardinal Onaiyekan, the Emeritus Archbishop of Abuja. In his homily, Cardinal Onaiyekan called on the faithful to make effort to have a personal encounter with God. He also encouraged the celebrants not to lose sight of the life after here.
Children, you did well to celebrate your father. Don't forget to learn the good lessons from him. And children, pass it on to the younger ones. Every generation has its own challenges. The way things are now is not the way they were when we were running around in our short knickers in those days. Each generation has its own challenges. These ones now are all very well dressed, nice shoes, nice shirts, and so on. Probably they eat much better now than we ate in our own time. But they still have their challenges. And they will have to face it. Everybody has to face the encounter with God. God calling them and choosing them. Start your own journey of life. Everyone, you have your own journey of life. You keep praying. You don't know how long it will take, this journey, how far it will carry you. But it's wonderful if you can go through the journey of life knowing that you are carried in God's hands.
There were Eucharistic celebration and offertory. The octogenarian danced to the altar in thanksgiving to God. Lady Teresa Adaba, the wife of the celebrant, in her remarks recalled the various challenges that the celebrant has passed through and how God saw him through.
What he has done for us is wonderful. For all these years that we have been coming is a wonderful thing. From one thing to another, God has kept us, preserved us, saved our life. So many things that happened, it is not by our power, it is not by our might, but God Almighty stood with us and saved us.
In his response, the celebrant gave the testimony of how God has been fighting his battles and how God delivered him recently from a domestic accident.
And the Lord we serve is good. He cares for us. If we give ourselves to him, he will do what he wills with us. It could very well have been that vein or that artery that would have been hit. But God shifted it away from me. And here I am today in your midst, to by his grace celebrate my 80th birthday.
After the mass, there was a brief reception in honor of their patriarch. The Ebira cultural troupe were on ground to provide entertainment. The cutting of the 80th anniversary cake was spectacular.
79, 8.
The celebrant took to the dancing floor to the admiration of guests. The Catholic Archbishop of Abuja, Most Reverend Ignatius Kegama, and other dignitaries present spoke on the man, Professor Tom Adaba, at 80.
I wish him greater health, more health, and he has impacted so wonderfully well on many people. He is a thorough professional. He is a devout Catholic, and he considers humanity as his constituency. So with such a very great credential, we wish that God will give us many more people like Professor Tom Adaba. And for him, he still has so much to give. May God keep him well, keep him strong, and may that faith in him continue to propel him to greater heights. And may the Lord, who started all these good works in him 80 years ago, bring it to perfect completion.
At 80, I want to thank God for keeping his life, first of all, for preserving him. He's gone through so much, and he's equally been a blessing. But I also want to pray that God will keep him, give him more years, so that he will be more of a blessing unto us.
I'm so grateful to God for the blessing of this day. It's not by power or might that we're here, it's by his grace, and we're grateful to him for all that he has done. What I wish, Papa, what more can I wish for? But that he continues to live a life of meaning and purpose, that he continues to walk in the way of the Lord, that as he grows older, he will grow wiser and even closer to God, to the glory of his name.
He shall be my son. One day, one day.
In Abuja, Tony Abba, CTV News.